Tanzania President Samia Suluhu Hassan was declared as the winner of just ended elections in that country. However, the ANC issued a statement and distanced themselves from whatever which happened in Tanzania, and they said they never observed anything like an election. This is very important because remember, South Africa is seen as the godfather of key decisions within the SADC region. The biggest question is, what is really happening? Why is South Africa taking this position? So the Deputy Secretary General of the ANC was in Tanzania, and you went there leading a delegation which was supposed to observe the elections. And yesterday they issued a press statement, and this is in regard to the African National Congress, ANC, confirming that a delegation led by Deputy Secretary General undertook a visit to the United Republic of Tanzania. And in the statement, they say that they confirm that a delegation which was led by Deputy Secretary General Comrade Nomvula Makonyane undertook a visit to Tanzania at the invitation of their sister party, Chama Pinduzi, CCM. And the purpose of this was to observe the electoral process following established practices of political exchange and solidarity. That is the message. And secondly, in that spirit, the delegation in the pre-final election rallies participated in whatever which was happening. They were part and parcel of the campaigns right there in Tanzania. However, for reasons which they do not know, they are saying that there was a breakdown in communication which occurred. And as a result, the delegation was not able to observe any aspect of the elections, which means they were shut out by the Tanzanian authorities on the election day. They could not observe the elections. They could not see whatever which was happening across Tanzania. And this is what they said. And the Secretary General will have then the brief with the ANC leadership. So they're saying that they place their confidence in the regional bodies which are mandated to observe the overall integrity of the process, and they look forward to comprehensive assessments from accredited international observer mission, which means they're now waiting for the reports of SADC, COMESA, AU, EU, and other facilities or other institutions which were there to see if they are going to give a more credible report on what really happened and what really transpired right there in Tanzania. So this election, it has been, flagged as the worst election ever. Even North Korea, where there is a lot of dictatorship, analysts are saying that it does not reach the levels of Tanzania. Tanzania is in its own world when it comes to dictatorship. And I hope and believe that as Africans, we are going to take this seriously, and we are going to have a proper conversation about what must then happen to make sure that we deal with this issue once and for all. Remember, it happened in Zimbabwe, it happened in Mozambique, it's now Tanzania. These things are happening under the watch of everyone, and Tanzania has even surpassed Zimbabwe, ZANU-PF, something which is a shame. You know, even ZANU-PF itself, they are ashamed to talk of whatever which is happening right there in the nation of Tanzania. But the letter from the ANC is a starting point when it comes to the issues in Tanzania. And I believe that that letter might be strategic in two ways. They might be wholeheartedly condemning whatever which happened in Tanzania, or they might be trying to hide behind the finger such that if there is a change in Tanzania, they will be embraced by whoever will become the next president. It's a possibility that it's a strategic way of running away from taking responsibility as the nation of South Africa. Remember, they said in this statement that they are going to stand with whatever a decision which is going to be made or a position which is going to be given by the regional bodies which observed the elections, which means they are running away from responsibility, but they are also willing to be part and parcel of what other regional bodies which they control are going to say. And to me, It's a circus. So I just want to acknowledge Gogoba case. He says it's time to remove the so-called liberation leaders, and I agree with you. These liberation leaders, they failed. They are nothing to us, and they are not even serving a purpose. So that is so strange to see that such things continue to happen under our watch. And it's time for us as Africans to unite. It's time for us as Africans to speak with one voice and to make sure that whatever happens in the nations across Africa, we deal with such things wholeheartedly. It's not a matter of Tanzania. It's not a matter of South Africa. It's not a matter of Madagascar or Zimbabwe. It's a matter of the whole of African continent. There were elections in Cameroon. An old man called Paul Biya declared himself another winner. And we ask questions to say, what is really going on in Africa? How can we have such kind of elections? How can we continue to have such kind of elections? The sad part is the former colonizers, they continue to use that opportunity to exploit us as Africa. They continue to use that opportunity of instability to continue and take advantage of African countries. And because these despots, they are not elected, they rely heavily on such countries for protection and also for political stability. So this is so sad and strange at the same time, but it's happening. So South Africa, the statement from South Africa, to me, it's a very, very important statement, and I hope and believe that things will change for the better and will change for the good. I think it's high time the military in Tanzania makes bold moves, because for them simply to say they are standing in solidarity with the people who are marching, and they do not take bold steps when they understand that there were no elections held in Tanzania, to me, it will be just a PR stunt. They really need to stand up. They really need to stop the madness, because Idi Amin Mama is actually doing the worst, and it was not expected from a woman like her. But what do you expect from a woman who is using a template from Zimbabwe? And she just did worse than what she was taught or what she was trained to do. So this is a very, very important letter from the ANC, and we hope and believe that as the time progresses, we will be able to have peace, stability, and credible elections in the whole of African region. So Zimbabwe has become a bad example when it comes to the issues of elections. So in the last paragraph of the letter, it reads, the African National Congress values its relationship with Tanzania and remains committed to fostering constructive collaboration across the continent, which advances the decolonial aspirations of the liberation struggle. The Deputy Secretary has already arrived back in the country. So the Deputy Secretary of the NC is back to South Africa. But to me, this is a very, very powerful letter. We hope and believe that they are not simply trying to distance themselves for strategic reasons, so that they will continue to be part and parcel of the future of Tanzania. So this is what we have for you. We will continue to watch and see what is happening across Africa, and we'll be updating as we get time. Just want to acknowledge everybody who is live with us right here, whether on Facebook or on YouTube. Thank you very much for coming. Let us meet in other episodes as well as other broadcasts.